welcome. I'm Ijoma Onyato. Tonight, tragedy hits Kano as suicide bomber and 11 others die after a blast in a GSM market. Former National Security Advisor Sambo Dasuki replies presidency, says he acted in national interest. President Muhammadu Buhari writes to the National Assembly, sends supplementary budget worth 465.6 billion naira for passage. And a woman blows herself up and another suspect shot dead by the police in a hunt for the mastermind of the terrorist attack in Paris.
On business news, Senate approves a $200 million World Bank loan for Lagos State in accordance with the President's request.
And on sports news, FIFA rejects Sepp Blatter and Michel Platini's appeals against the 90-day ban slammed on them.
The death toll in the twin explosions at a GSM market in Kano, northwest Nigeria, is reported to have hit 11. The police in Kano have also put the number of the injured at 53. According to our correspondent in the city, the blasts were said to have been set off by two women who were also killed in the process. It was gathered from eyewitnesses that the women were part of 4 occupants of a car which pulled up at the market, but only 2 of them alighted from the vehicle and went straight into the market where they set off the blast.
What we know from eyewitness account is that a Sharon vehicle came with 6 women, all of them dressed in the cap. 2 of them were dropped here, and the other 4 left with the Sharon. The first woman came here and planted this explosive, while the other woman also planted outside. All of them, because they are suicide bombers, died in the adventure.
How many bombs?
Well, we have 2. We have 2. I think there are 3. The EOD detonated 1, while 2 exploded. Operation is ongoing. Wherever they are, we are going to fish them out. By the special officers, inshallah.
And the death toll in the blast that rocked Yola, the Adamawa state capital, has risen to 34, with 80 others wounded, and that's according to the Red Cross. The explosion occurred at a fruit and vegetable market beside a main road in Jimeta area of Adamawa state around 8 p.m. When Channels Television arrived at the specialist hospital in Yola, the wounded were being attended to by medical personnel, assisted by the Red Cross and the National Emergency Management Agency.
The quiet ambience at the scene of the explosion at the fruits and vegetable markets in Yola, the Adamawa state capital, belies the loss of human lives, pain and anguish the day before.
Flag is a pig.
The state governor, Mohammed Jibrila, who is said to have cut short his official engagement in Abuja, visits the scene of the deadly explosion that claimed over 30 lives.
They said it's a small girl where that flag is, a pig, and then further down also is a man that came and he was using money to entice the small kids.
The governor then meets with residents whose gloomy faces perhaps reflect their state of mind.
So many casualties is very unfortunate, and it is unacceptable, honestly. And well, as far as our president is concerned, he has done a wonderful job with these new service teams, which they have reduced this menace around. So the government is doing a lot of publicity on these issues, because it's no more, a military attack or anything like that. This is going to be a community policing now.
From there, the state helmsman visits victims of the blast at the Yola Specialist Hospital and the Federal Medical Center, Yola. The medical directors of both hospitals give account of the situation.
You can imagine having more than 60 injured patients in front of you lying, more than 29 deaths in front of you, and some are bleeding, crying, very few hands to handle. Well, thank God we were able to overcome it. The situation is stable now. We have taken care of virtually almost all of them, and in the next few days we believe a lot of them will be out of bed.
We had a total of 45 were brought in alive, one was brought in dead, and we lost about 2.
Condolence visits such as these have become a common occurrence in the Northeast. But the hope that the people seem to be clinging on to is that in no distant time, this crisis situation will be put under control.
Well, reports just in say the Nigeria Governors Forum is about now meeting in the banquet hall of the presidential villa in Abuja. Almost all the governors are said to be in attendance. Again, just to say that the reports that are just reaching us say the Nigeria Governors Forum is about now meeting in the banquet hall of the presidential villa in Abuja. Almost all the governors are said to be in attendance, and we'll bring you more information we have from the villa when it comes to us. A Boko Haram special rocket factory located in Jambari in northeastern Borno has been disabled by the Nigerian Army. The 111 Special Forces Battalion 7 Division Garrison made the discovery during a special raid operating and which was carried out on Tuesday. In a statement today, the Defense Headquarters says the unprecedented developments have affected much of what's going on there. This has further crippled the terrorists and greatly emboldened the troops in carrying out more offensives against terrorists till they are defeated. Now, the former National Security Advisor, retired Colonel Dasuki, is not taking lightly the allegation of financial impropriety contained in the federal government report, which investigated weapons procurement under the administration of former President Goodluck Jonathan. In a statement in which he defended his actions while in government, the former NSA emphasized that the presidency fed the public with allegations based on what he described as absurd findings, insisting that he only acted in national interest. He accused the investigative panel of reaching hasty conclusions without giving him the opportunity of a fair hearing, an action he says is nothing short of propaganda designed to cast aspersions on his person. Insisting all the contracts underwent due process and received the approval of the president, Mr. Dasuki dismissed the allegation of fictitious contracts and diversion of contract sums, as all the relevant services acknowledged delivery of equipment in writing. And the National Security Advisor, Major General Babagana Monguno, has reaffirmed Nigeria's promise to strengthen relationships with Cameroon to end cross-border crimes, including terrorism. The security advisor made the pledge at a joint security meeting with the Cameroonian government in Abuja, where he emphasized that Nigeria attaches much importance to the collaboration.
This is the fourth security session with the Cameroonian government on trans-border security matters since President Buhari came to office in May this year. The head of the Cameroonian delegation said the collaboration was a boost to the joint efforts towards ending Boko Haram.
Our various defense and security forces have obtained, for the satisfaction of all of us, very positive results in the field. Their laudable efforts have greatly contributed to a continuous weakening of the positions and operational capacities of Boko Haram, who, as we all know, has suffered enormous setback. Boko Haram is indeed living its very last days. But we need not relent our efforts till the complete victory is won over the barbaric sect, whose capacities to change strategies and adopt new operational methods are well known.
Meanwhile, the federal government has promised to continue to work with the Cameroonian government to stamp out terrorism.
Nigeria welcomes the support, collaboration, and commitment from the Republic of Cameroon to strengthen our border relations with a view to establishing peace and security. We similarly welcome your country's commitment to the economic development of our border communities.
Immediately President Buhari was sworn in, he underlined the significance of tackling insecurity with the collaboration of our immediate neighbors and indeed the international community. It is quite gratifying to acknowledge the support and continued show of solidarity from our Cameroonian counterparts in our collaborative efforts to stamp out terrorism as well as transnational criminality.
Since the multinational task force started operation in June, the frequency of attacks from the Boko Haram sect has reduced. Security experts say this multinational collaboration could reduce criminality across the border.
In part 2 of the break, we'll look at Nigeria's GDP for the third quarter. I'll be joined by an economist, Bismarck Rewane, and a data information analyst, Babajide Ogunsanwo, to look at the figures. Stay with us.